Well, hello everybody. We are back in the kitchen, and hopefully I have this camera recording in a way that you can get to see a little bit more of what I'm doing. I am going to use my stove top, and hopefully that will help you to be able to see, and then my counter. I have tons of counter space that goes in a square around my kitchen, but my kitchen is the gadget kitchen. And if I could take the camera away from me right now and show you all the things that are on my counters, you would know what I mean by that. So we're going to use this space we have right here, and today we're going to cook a pumpkin pie. And the reason we're going to do pumpkin, I know some of you may prefer sweet potato, is because it's easier. Rather than having to peel your potatoes and boil them and mash them and get them all ready, your pumpkin comes in a can that has already been cooked and prepared for you to make your pie. So that's what we're going to use tonight. Okay, so I have a can of all natural 100% pure pumpkin that comes in a can, and I have already put it in my bowl. And so we are going to add the ingredients to this. The recipe calls for 2 eggs, and I've already beaten my eggs here, and so I'm going to add them to my beautiful pumpkin mixture, as you can see there. And hopefully, like I said, by me using the top of my stove, you can kind of see a little bit better what I'm doing. So, hey, let's get this party started. All right. So I'm going to pour my 2 eggs into my pumpkin. And I'm just going to kind of stir that around. I'm going to use my whisk. And I just want to get it started. The recipe calls for 3/4 cup of white sugar, but I'm going to use 1/2 cup of white sugar. And I'm just going to pour that on in there. Get that kind of stirred around in there real good. And then I'm going to use 1/4 cup of brown sugar. So that's a little bit of a change to the recipe. I'm going to mash this up in here really good. We know brown sugar comes kind of packed, so you're going to have to take your fork and kind of mash that brown sugar around in there to get that all. And you may want to use your mixer. I didn't feel like dragging that out, so I'm just going to use my fork to mash up the brown sugar and then beat it around in there. And it's mixing up pretty good here. It is so cold here. It has been literally raining, pouring for 7 days. I'm telling you, so much water. We've had so much flooding and going on, and then the wind is howling. I mean, it's if you go outside, we have this howling wind, and the moon is full. It kind of reminds you of a scary movie. But anyway, we're going to make something warm and delicious here tonight, so we can forget all about the rain and the wind and what's going on out there. Okay. You want an entire can of evaporated milk. So we're going to pour this in. Wait a minute. I did. We might need to put a little bit more in the can here. Just set it free. Okay. And I may not use the whole can. I may use like 3/4 of the can because I don't like my pumpkin pie to be too moist, should I say. I like it to be kind of solid, so. I'm going to get that all mixed around in there. So now it's pretty much since the brown sugar is mashed up in there pretty good, I'm going to transition over to my whisk. Okay, now we're going to add a half a teaspoon of salt, which I have here. Sprinkle that in. We need a teaspoon of cinnamon and a teaspoon of nutmeg. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't, when it comes to my nutmeg and cinnamon, I don't measure them. I just kind of sprinkle them. This nutmeg smells so delicious. So, I'm going to kind of do a hand sprinkle here of how much I want it, because I like for mine to be spicy. So you can kind of see when I'm going to dump that in. And I'm going to put some more in here. Because I like mine. I like to have that nutmeg flavor. And then with the cinnamon, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to do a hand sprinkle. Oh, got a little bit over in there. And just a little more. And I'm going to whisk that in. I've already preheated my oven to 425, which is what we're going to bake this on. Pretty good. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit more of the milk, and that should be about 3/4 of the can. Like I said, I don't want that entire can in here. I want it to be just a little bit more solid. Okay, so now we're going to, that's my door alarm going off. My husband is coming in, so that's what you hear. I'm going to put a little bit of vanilla flavoring in here. Pour a little bit in. And the last thing we're going to add to this is a few chunks of butter. So I have some here that has softened, and I'm just going to cut this in about 8 little chunks in there, and I'm going to whisk it around. Now it's not going to melt totally, but by being softened, it will start to kind of mix in. Let's whisk this real good. And voila, you're done. So we're going to pour this into our shell. And I'm not sure I showed you. This is a deep dish shell. So we're going to pour this in. And it looks like that's about perfect for the deep dish. Okay, so our oven is preheated already to 425. We're going to put this in the oven for about 45 minutes, and then we're going to check it. Isn't that beautiful? Oh boy. So, let's open our oven and get this in there. And come back later so you can get a piece of pumpkin pie. See you in round 2. Bye-bye.